Good day. Namaste. Today we're going to do some warm-ups for Gomukhasana, the cow face pose. This tightly cross the thighs and the hands around the back. So we're going to begin to warm up the hips with this. So we're starting out in all fours. We're going to bring the left knee a little forward, and we're going to take the right knee and bring it right behind that left knee. And then we're going to begin to just warm up the hips a little bit by rocking back and forth, coming forward, going back, as if you were going to do long arm pose of the child, and just testing out the hips. Good. And breathing, inhale and exhale. And then as she comes back up, we're going to start with some hip circles. And it doesn't matter which direction, just kind of play with this yourself and just feeling the hips, and just make sure you go in both directions and feel the interplay with the abdominal muscles, with the chest and the heart as you do this. So kind of feel the spine undulate. Yes, there she goes. She's getting kind of groovy in this and using the breath. Beautiful. And when you have had enough play on that side, then we'll switch legs. So right leg extend, it'll come forward. The left leg will come behind it. So this is the legs and the shape of Gomukhasana. So the feet are wider than the hips and knees are together. And again, just testing out both knees or both legs. And this can be hard on people, you know, with bad knees. So you just kind of take it easy with the knees and the level of fold, and work a little bit more from the hips. And as you start to make your hip circles, so the hips are always kind of feeling the cat-cow movement, that lift and that tuck, that extension and the drawing in and the undulation through the spine. And as I said, getting groovy, because as you get a little groovy with the hips, you notice the shoulders start to slide. So the shoulder blades are moving separately from the rib cage. Very nice. And then come back to neutral. And then she's going to uncross the knees, and she's going to open up the shoulders just a bit here. So she's gotten a couple of blocks that placed out in front of her. You can, if you can, you place the forearms or close to the elbows onto the blocks. And again, just to start to rock back and forth like long arm pose of the child. So the hips are coming forward, press the hips back. And again, just playing with this. The heart opener, the shoulders opener, keeping the arms integrated. And even in this posture, the navel is slightly drawing up. So you want to feel that slight engagement of the navel towards the spine as you go back. Tailbone tucking gets a lot in there with the extension. Beautiful. Carrie has a way of laying the chest completely open then. Good. The palms are together. There's an inner rotation that happens here at the arms to kind of help open them up. So you're actually rolling the head of the humerus in the socket. So that means that the tricep there is starting to roll towards the ears, and the elbows may be able to walk closer together. The arms are drawn closer into the socket, so they're inserting. And then more of the extension starts to happen from around the shoulder blade and the rib cage, reaching towards the arms as the arms draw back into the sockets. Excellent. So that's just a little of our warm-ups with the arms. She's going to turn around and show these warm-ups. She's using a block. She's going to be using the blocks for the full Gomukhasana arms. But this is a nice little shoulder exploration with taking the arms out to the side. Good. And then she's going to start by bringing the right arm forward out in front of her towards the wall, and then bend the elbow towards her shoulder. The elbow is going to bend back, and then she's going to raise that elbow up as the left arm internally rotates as well to bend at the elbow, and she's just going to see, oh, I'm just going to test where the arms go. Excellent. And then you release and you go to the other side. So letting that top arm come forward, and again moving internal rotation, especially with that top arm, so you can see how the tricep rolls by towards the ear to get the elbow in closer, and all the while you're just exploring the arms. And it doesn't matter how close your fingertips get or even if they meet. We're just trying to create the shape until the arms open up to reach. There's an internal rotation. Good. So that that elbow eventually comes over the top of your head like a little feather. Beautiful. So you're just playing. Just a great way to open the chest so the shoulder blades slide down the back. The breastbone moves up towards the chin. You tuck the tailbone down towards the earth, so that keeps the spine from hyperextending in here. Excellent. And then as you, let's go back to where that, let's try the right arm up. So, I'm bringing the elbow by the ear. Take the left arm straight up towards the ceiling. Grab your right elbow and just gently play with. You're going to internally rotate. So you're going to spiral that arm in to get it closer to the ear, and then tuck the tailbone. Shoulder blade slides down the back, and the rib cage draws up. Excellent. Stay as long as you like with the breath, and then let's switch sides. Good. There's an internal rotation. Good. So that arm is, the tricep right now is like facing the wall, so she'll roll it in a little bit closer. Good. That comes from the ball joint of the arm in the socket that the shoulder blade makes up. Shoulder blade and the collarbone. Beautiful. And then you can do this as many times as you like on each side, and then exhale to release, and maybe roll the shoulders forward and back. Check it all out. It was a lot of movement. We're going to go ahead and use the strap here, and this is another so this is a prop you can use for getting the hands to work towards one another. So she's got her strap. Her right arm's going to reach overhead, and then the left arm comes up the back, grabs the strap, and any amount the hands move up and down the strap until eventually they come together. Good. And so even with the arm that's down by the side, you can focus on, she's got nice alignment here, but the elbow comes in. So those arms function like a teeter-totter or seesaw principle. So the elbow draws in, and that's going to make the upper arm bone move out. So you see the nice parallel line of that humerus arm in alignment, not winged out to the side. Excellent. So now we'll come into the full posture. Are you ready? So she's going to, like we did for the prep, she's using a block today. So her left knee is forward, and then the right knee, if you can, snuggles right in behind there. And this can be hard for people. And then the feet go wider. And then you begin to sit back between the feet. She's got her legs nice and wide. Good. But the block helps to lift the hips up. Good. Which helps save the knees a little bit. There's an internal rotation on the thighs that happens here, so the wideness of the hips. The further out the feet are from the body becomes more challenging for the hips. So it's easier to bring the feet in a little bit closer to the body, and then as you want to progress in the pose, the legs would come out further. Excellent. So now she's going to take her right arm in front of her, bend at the elbow to bring it back, elbow goes overhead, left arm out to the side, inner spiral to bend at the elbow. Beautiful. She's going to look towards grabbing the fingertips if you can. Strap is good here if you need to. Opens the chest, beautiful. Her head is nicely drawn back in alignment. A lot of times we'll want to, pull the head forward to get that arm behind there, but no matter. Let it kind of work its way in as you breathe. Dropping the left hip down, squaring yourself off on the block if you choose to use it. Beautiful. And then inhale to release. Good. We're going to show a little ditty. I love to do this. It's just a little mind teaser here. So what she's going to do, she's going to come forward with her hands, and she's going to straighten her legs. She's going to lift her hips up towards the ceiling, and she's going to begin to walk her hands around to the left. And as you see, her legs start to untwist. You keep going. Now she's moving over to the left. She keeps moving around, twisting around. Excellent. Now the right leg's in front and the left's behind. Good. You don't know how many times that becomes problematic. People can't quite figure it out. It's the old twisters days, but just keep walking around and just play with it. It's a little mind tease. Good. So now the right leg's on top. Good. And now the left arm's going to come out in front, bending at the elbow, up and overhead. Beautiful. Good. Yep. And so she's using that right arm just to bring it in a little bit. Good. And then the right arm up and behind the back. Beautiful. And you see that nice alignment where the elbow works its way in at the side. And when that happens, that teeter-totter or seesaw principle is that collarbone will widen out to the top head of the arm bone, and the alignment of the top of the femur or the humerus bone to the bottom at the elbow. Beautiful. Nice alignment here. The head's drawn back so the chest lifts. Excellent. Take a breath and just kind of wait for the body to open up. And breathe. And then inhale. Release the arms. Good. Shrug the shoulders a little bit. Good. Roll the head maybe gently, side to side or a complete circle. And so our next posture, working with the fold of the legs in this way, we're just going to move forward into Krauncasana, which means the heron pose. One leg is going to be raised to reach up straight out in front while the other one is bent. So she's got the left leg bent. She's going to lean over off of the block and bring that left foot right beside her. She's staying on the block just to give the height for the ease of our hips. And we just draw that right knee in towards the chest. Good. Any amount, you begin to grab the foot and extend the leg straight up. Opens up the hamstrings. Good. Engage the navel. The limbs are drawing in towards the torso, so that means the head of the arm bones draw back into the chest and their sockets. So don't the legs, and especially the leg that's extended. If you have trouble, of course we have trouble, we can take our hands. She's grabbing her heel to give the lift through the back of the leg. You can take your hand onto your calf. behind the leg. You can even try lower down on the back of your thigh. Good. Just kind of play. The knee may be even softer. But it's great to open the chest. You can feel the engagement of the shoulder blades as you draw the arm bones in. And you can also use a strap here. Straps are always helpful. That strap's right behind your right hip there. She can place the strap around her foot. Good. Let's demonstrate how the leg can be lower. Drawing it down. This might be all that you can do. Yep. And as you do, then the chest can still come forward, keeping that knee soft, but still integrating the limbs of the body, the legs and the arms into their sockets to get more of the torso to open, relaxing the head and the breath. Excellent. Thank you, Miss Gary. Namaste. Oh, the other side. I hate when that happens. We always have to do the other side. Okay, she's ready. So she's going to start out with the strap. Good. Drawing that leg up. So she's trying to tell us that one side is different from the other. And that is the way it is with us. One side is different. Beautiful. Good. Reaching up through the heel. So again, no problem. We're opening up the thighs. We're stretching through the back of the leg. Chest is getting open. Elongate the spine and just play with the posture. Good. Behind the calf. Behind the back of the thigh, the hands can go. Most importantly is, what is the breath? Where's your inhale? Where's the exhale? Just taking a pause to feel it and breathe it. The breath will create the pose now. Excellent. Since we're kind of warmed up here, why don't we go ahead and move into Navasana, the boat pose. You have your strap. She's going to sit on a blanket. Navasana is the boat pose. It's a balancing pose. So this is even kind of fun to do, even if you know the full boat pose. So she's got a big loop. She's taking around her shoulder blades, and then that loop is going to reach out to the soles of her feet. And then she tightens it up as she needs to. Good. Knees are drawn in. So in the boat pose, it's really special to get the navel. It's strengthening our core. The navel draws in and back towards the spine. And then the strap, once again, creates that boundary. As the feet push, it's going to draw the shoulder blades, yes, into the back. And the chest is going to open, lightly letting the head draw back, just playing with the head moving back, the back of the head moving back towards the shoulder blades just a little bit more as you reach up. And so you start to gain your balance here. Yes. And breathe. Feel the navel, feeling the balance of the sit bones. Beautiful. A lot of nervous energy can happen with this balancing. Excellent. So alternatives to this is that the arms would come straight out beside. Good. She can take the strap off if you don't have one available. And so you can just place your hands behind the hips, palms facing forward, and draw the knees in towards your chest. Good. And then just extend the legs up towards the ceiling. You can even play with one leg and then the other. Good. And then still letting the arms, elbows straighten to lift the chest. Good. Knees in towards the chest. Good. And then just bring the shins up parallel to the ceiling so the knees even stay bent. That's another way. Good. And then you can reach in and grab the thighs, keeping the knees bent. Excellent. Still lifting the chest. And then you challenge with straightening one leg and then the other. Good. And just playing. Excellent. And then again, reaching both legs straight up towards the ceiling. Let the arms reach, palms facing beside one another. Excellent. And then the challenge would be to lower the legs down, maybe to about 30 degrees, up a little bit higher. I'm challenging her right now. Yes, good. And then gently coming all the way onto your back to come out. Ah. Excellent. One more. So our last pose in this series, we've got the legs all nicely opened up, back of the hamstrings open. So we're going to do what's known as Parsva, Upavista, Konasana. Parsva means sideways. Upavista means sitting, seated up, and Kona is angled. So we're going to take the legs out wide as you can. Good. And then you can, this is a slight twist in the body. Good. So you're going to inhale the arms up overhead, and then we're going to twist to our left. And the left hand's going to come behind the back, and the right hand's going to come in front, just by the pelvis. And you're going to begin to twist the torso over that left leg and then come into a forward bend. Any amount. Good. She's working with the rib cage to get it around, softening equally. And the hands come beside that left leg, and you just creepy crawl them down towards the foot, lengthening. And the right leg is a counterbalance. So the right leg is reaching in the opposite direction as her head continues to go towards the left foot. We breathe our way down, taking our time, feeling the body as the spine elongates. There's an internal rotation on the inner thighs to help bring us forward, feeling the pubic bone make its way towards the ground. And then there's an external rotation at the outer thighs to roll open to get further extension. Excellent. Let's inhale to come up. And we'll just do this on the other side. So you can raise the arms up overhead to get the spine nice and long. Good. And then we'll twist from that lower rib cage and above the navel. Good. You can see it's like her shirt is making the shape of the oblique abdominals that create the twist as it moves from the hip underneath that left rib or that right rib cage. Good. Right hand's behind the back, left hand's in front. There's an internal rotation as she starts to bend forward. Good. Internal rotation and a reach into that back left leg. Good. Toes stay up towards the ceiling, and she continues to play with rolling forward. The navel can draw in and up towards the back ribs. And you create length from the navel to the collarbones. Beautiful. Beautiful posture, isn't it? A long neck, no pulling, waiting and breathing into the form of the pose. The body's taking the shape. The rib cage is twisting. The outer buttocks, outer hip is drawing out and back. Beautiful. And then inhale to come up. And draw the legs together. Namaste.